Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the Isupk like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the Isupk. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, a.k.a. Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
The Lord's 56th annual Passover is coming up April 12th, 2025. We'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a $200 fee. Make sure you pay the fee on isupk.com. You understand? It gives you access to all the events we got during the week from Monday to Sunday. We got the lamb slaughter. We got a children party for your badass kids. We got the black party. You understand? We got the Passover. We got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Make sure you pay your $200 Passover fee. And don't make it seem like y'all are too broke for it, because I know y'all got the money. You know how I know? Because y'all had no issue spending $2 on shoes, $2 on hose, $2 on weed. Might as well go spend $2 for a week long full of events and enjoy the brotherhood like you have never experienced it before. Shalom.
On the mic, wish you might show you right. Y'all thinking I'm very white. In the night, pack 'em tight.
It's going down in Atlanta, Georgia. You're getting ready for the April 12th Passover, hosted by Commander Jimmy Yohani, you understand? So we're on our way out here to fly the whole Atlanta, let them know what is going down. So stay tuned. How we do it. The work don't stop. You understand? The work don't stop.
All day, every day.
Still don't know, they're gonna know after tonight. That's right. When you say go, we say go. Pass, baby. Let's get it. No fighting, ain't no arguing, nothing like that. Nothing but love, right? So if y'all wanna be part of that, see what it's all about? Both of y'all are invited to the Passover. Okay? So just it's going down. is going down in Atlanta, Georgia. You're getting ready for the April 12th Passover, hosted by Commander Jimmy Yohana, you understand? So we're on our way out here to fly the whole Atlanta, let them know what is going down. So stay tuned. How we do it. The work don't stop. You understand? The work don't stop.
All day, every day.
People don't know, they're gonna know after tonight. That's right. When you say go, we say go. Pass, baby. Let's get it. No fighting, ain't no arguing, nothing like that. Nothing but love, right? So if y'all want to be part of that, see what it's all about? Both of y'all are invited to the Passover. Okay? So just
Let's get it. All right. Shalom. We're going to go ahead and begin the Isupk Sabbath service in Dallas. Appreciate y'all coming with us. All right, warriors, state your name, rank, and register.
Lamuwad Banya Howard Banya Shalom.
Lamuwad Banya Howard Banya Shalom.
Shalom Shabbat.
Yabashin Shabbat.
La Yashalom.
Gonna go ahead and face east. We're gonna do the Most High prayers. Gonna do the Lord's Prayer, do the prayer to the power, the blessings, Psalms 121 and Psalms 83 prayer, and then we're gonna go ahead and get back into the scriptures. So everybody gonna face east.
Go, God. It's the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim.
Shabbat Shemayim.
Kodash.
Hayah. Shemka.
Yahweh.
Malakuka. Taba'ah. Ratazakah. Hayah. Asha. Baratazah. Kawa. Hayah. Bashemayim. Netanyah. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalakna. Kabawafna. Kasalakna. Kabawafna. Wala'a. Tabayanawa. Benasai one. Abal. Awashai Mayun. Rad. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Wahala. Wahatapara. Lawalum. Aman.
It's the Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation. But deliver us. From But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. It's the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shai.
That's not in the Hebrew.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Baruchashai.
Baruchashai.
Nathanyanawa.
Nathalanwa.
Hakak.
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 Lapara'ah.
Larba'ah.
Kamakala.
Wakal Magalah.
Wakal Madawa.
Wakal Madawa.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Hamatazariyam.
Hamatazarayim.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Lahakwayam.
Lahakwayim.
Lahamatayam.
Hamathiam.
Hakak.
Hakak.
Arakawath.
Arakawath.
Hatama Allah.
Hatama Allah.
Lagarshan.
Lagarshan.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
It's the power in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahushai.
Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal all manner of sickness.
Power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew.
Salaki Hebrew, go to the blessings first.
Oh, Salaki.
No sweat, no sweat.
I don't see it. It's the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak.
Barak.
Atah.
Atah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Yahushai.
Wa Makiala.
Wa Makiala.
Wa Aliyam.
Wa Awalim.
Matazaba'ah.
Matazaba'ah.
Alawap.
Alawap.
Yahana.
Yahana.
Hawapiyam.
Ha Alawapyam.
Hasariyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Ha Kwatazanyam.
Hak ya Salaki. Haka ya Yilium.
Ha Kayalyam.
Wakakwatium.
Wa Akwathyam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
The water.
Aman.
Aman.
It's the blessing in the English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahushai.
And Yahushai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yana.
Commanding General Yahana.
The general.
The general.
The captain.
The captain.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
The sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushai.
In the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Oh.
Oh.
Haharyam.
Haharyam.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Azarah.
Azayah.
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 Ma'an.
Ma'an.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Asha.
Asha.
Shamayam.
Shamayam.
Ratazah.
Wa Ratazah.
All Yathan.
All Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
All Yanawam.
All Yanawam.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Hana.
Hana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasha'ala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamar.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazak.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyaka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yakaka.
Yakaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makarai.
Makarai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Atnapashka.
Atnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Tazaaka.
Tazaaka.
Wabawaaka.
Wabawaaka.
Mata.
Mata.
Wa'ad.
Wa'ad.
Awalam.
Awalam.
It's Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up mine eyes to the hills.
I will lift up my eyes unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
Yahweh shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth
From this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
All the Mayalaka.
All the Mayalaka.
All the Karash.
All the Karash.
All Tashakwat.
All Tashakwat.
All Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka.
Awayabyaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama Yawan.
Wamashanayaka,
Wamashanayaka,
Nasha'awa,
Nasha'awa,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Alamaka,
Alamaka,
Yarayamwa,
Yarayamya,
Sawad,
Sawad,
Wayatatazawa,
Wayatatazawa,
Altazapanyaka,
Altazapanyaka,
Amaru,
Amaru,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanaka Yidam,
Wanaka Yadam,
Magalia,
Agalia,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yasakar,
Yazakar,
Shamyasha'ala,
Shamyasharala,
Awad,
Awad,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawataza,
Nayatazawa,
La,
La,
Yakagwa,
Yakagwa,
Al-Yaka,
Al-Yaka,
Wayath,
Wayath,
Yakarat,
Yakarath,
Ahalia,
Alhalia,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashamawaliom,
Wamashahalam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawaba,
Wagarium,
Wagarium,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wamawan,
Wamawan,
Wamalak,
Wamalak,
Palashath,
Palashath,
Amiyashabi,
Abayashabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Damashawar,
Gamashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Amam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Ayawa,
Zarwa,
Sarawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Asha,
Asha,
Laham,
Laham,
Kamadyan,
Kamadian,
Kasa Yisara,
Kasa Yasara,
Kabayanyan,
Kawayabyan,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kwayashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayan Da'ara,
Bayanda Aura,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
Ladama,
Lama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nadayamawa,
Nadiyamawa,
Karab,
Karab,
Wakazaaba,
Wakazaaba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazamanai,
Wakatazamanai,
Kalnasa Yakamwa,
Kal Nasa Yakamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Narasha,
Narasha,
Lenoa,
Lanawa,
Oth,
Ah,
Nawath,
Nawa,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kogagala,
Kagagala,
Kukwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya
Alpanya Raka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Tabara Yaira,
Tabara Yara,
Wakalahaba,
Wakalahaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Haryam,
Aryam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tarapadma,
Tharapadma,
Basukar,
Basaraka,
Wazapatka,
Wamasapaka,
Tabahalam,
Thabalalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Palawan,
Galawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shamka,
Shimka,
Ya'aw,
Yahawah,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wabahalwa,
Wayabahawa,
Ayad,
Aliyad,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadawa,
Wayadawa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Ata,
Atha,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Ya'aw,
Yahawah,
Labaka,
Labaka,
Ayawan,
Ayawan,
Ayakal Haratazar.
Alcohol, Ratazah.
Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O God.
Be not still, O God.
For lo,
thine
enemies make a tumult.
Thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have said, Come,
come,
and let us cut them off from being a nation.
And let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel shall be in no more remembrance.
That the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together in one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
Tabernacles of Edom.
And the Ishmaelites.
And the Ishmaelites.
Of Moab.
Of Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gebal.
Gebal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines.
The Philistines.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
With the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur.
Assur.
Also is joined with them.
Has also joined with them.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as to the Midianites.
As to Sisera.
As to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
As to Jabin.
At the brook of Kison.
At the brook of Kison.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
And like Zeb.
And like Zeb.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes as Zabah.
All the princes of Zabah.
And Zamuna.
And Zamuna.
who said,
let us take to ourselves
the houses of God in possession. Oh my God. Make them like a wheel. As the stubble before the wind. As the fire burneth the wood. And as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them. With thy tempest. And make them afraid. With thy storm. Fill their faces with shame. That they may seek thy name, O Yahweh. Let them be confounded. And troubled forever. Yea. Let them be put to shame. And perish. That men may know. That thou whose name alone is Yahweh. Art the most high over all the earth.
All right. The water, y'all, for bringing us here for another Sabbath service. Let's get it. All right. We had finished Exodus, the 20th chapter, last Sabbath service. And we're going to go into the 21st chapter. Basically, when we were in the 20th chapter, we started laying down the laws. In fact, hold on, let me see. Just make sure we're in the right place.
21, right, sir?
Just want to make sure we did finish 20. We did finish that? Yeah, we did.
Sure.
We did. We'll be in 21. It's a game of perfection, Israel. We all trying to get perfect right now, even us, even the prophets. We don't want to be perfect. We demanded by Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ, to be perfect. So perfection is what we shoot for, even in the Sabbath service. I don't want to be called not being perfect when Christ and the angels come back. I don't know about you brothers and you sisters that are watching. We don't want to be anything but perfect.
That's right.
All right. So we're going to start at the first chapter. Priest and Officer Lamawad is going to read the Hebrew, then he's going to read the English. And I will break down the verses as the Lord gives me the spirit.
Okay. You want verse 1?
Okay.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 1 in the Hebrew.
We'll get 1 through 3, matter of fact.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 1 through 3 in the Hebrew. Wa'ala, Amashapat, Salakia, Amashapatiyam, Ashar, Tasiyam, Lapanyaham, verse 2. Ka, Tokuna, Abad, Salak, Abad, Abariya, Shasha, Shaniyam, Yabad, Yabashabat, Salak, Yabashabat, Yataza'a, Lakapasha, Panyam, Salak, Kanyam. Verse 3. Bapapawa. Yaba'a. Bagapawa. Hataza'a. Salaki. Yataza'a. Ba'a. Asha. Hawa. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 1 through 3 in the English. Now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. Verse 2. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. Verse 3, if he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him.
Keeping families together is what we do in Israel, man. There's no such thing as broken families when the Most High is, when the Most High is really over the nation of Israel. You understand?
Okay.
It's how we know he's not with America, because America incentivizes broken families.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just ask Iman Shumpert.
Right.
I know I'm gonna get in trouble saying this word divorce rate, but that's what happened essentially. You know what I'm saying? You can't even deny it. He got a terrible judgment and lost what? How many? 4 houses? Something like that. Plus he got to pay a stipend for alimony and child.
$8,000 a month.
$8,000. Come on, man. And that don't even include what he has to pay her for a settlement and
settled on a 7-figure amount.
All that is ungodly evil right there, man, because there is no broken families in the house of Israel. You understand? So even if you buy, a fellow Israelite as a servant, you got to cut him loose in 7 years with no, even if there's no compensation, you got to cut him loose unless y'all made some kind of monetary agreement within one another.
Right.
One thing that was not allowed, you couldn't break up your family and you couldn't exploit your brother. You know what I'm saying? Those were absolute no-nos in Israel. And it's going over statutes and judgments here in this chapter. So we're going to get verse 4.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 4 in the Hebrew. Arayawah, Yatan, Lawa, Asha, Wayalada, Lawa, Banyan, Awa, Banyawath, Ha'asha, Wabashabaith, Hataza'ah, Lakapashia, Ben Kanam. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 4 in the English. If his master has given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her masters, and he shall go out by himself.
That's pretty serious right there.
It is.
Because that's going into, if you marry your boss's daughter, basically, she has to stay unless previously, agreed upon do something else. You know what I'm saying? Usually there were contracts. We'll read about that in the Apocrypha. There'll be contracts, but they wouldn't be government sanctioned. They'll be just between a brother and whoever it is they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But here is letting you know his. Go ahead, bro.
I just have a question on what you're saying about he's having to leave and his wife there. Does she remain like a widow without a husband?
I think
will she be given to another man?
I think
like later or something like that. I don't know if
I think we're gonna get with that in a little bit, in a few verses down. But just to answer your question straight up, there was no bill of divorce yet. Moses never signed off on that necessarily. And if she has to stay with her father, she does. Now, again, that ain't to say that every brother married his boss's daughter, and it ain't to say that even if they did, she stayed, with the dude who hired the servant.
Right.
But in the case like it's going over in the scripture, she had to stay, and so did any kids that come from that. You know what I'm saying? Because I know back then that even marrying within the tribes was kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying? In other words, in the beginning, Judah had to marry Judah. Couldn't marry Benjamin, couldn't marry Issachar, couldn't marry Dan. Judah had to marry Judah. But that, it eased off that a little bit after a while because, whether a different tribe or not, still same nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the law prevents broken families, so it would have to be something worked out between the brother who is the servant and the brother who is the master, to where his family can go with him. You know what I'm saying? It's going to dig a little further in that in the next few verses. But we're going to go ahead and get verse 5 and 6. Shalom, Ak. How you doing, brother? All right. You? I'm doing Tawab, man. I'm here doing the Lord's work, so I'm in a real good place right now. Go ahead.
Khan's book, Exodus chapter 21, verses 5 and 6 in the Hebrew. Ashar, Yamar, Hambad, Batiyah, Oth, Wayataza'ah, Ashatawa, Amua, verse 6. Wahagaya, Wahaga Yeshua, Anayawa, Oh, Halayayam. Wayaladaya, Tahaya, Ladaya, Wahawa, Hataza'a, Bagapawa. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 5 and 6 in the English. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Verse 6. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through within all, and he shall serve him forever.
Say, young man Raphael, look up all. AUL.
I believe it's kind of like a poker.
Letting you know that piercing isn't unlawful. It's just you got to know where to pierce, basically. Piercing an earlobe is lawful.
I got it, sir.
Go for it. Read out loud.
It's a meaning to pierce or to bore.
Okay, so with that in mind, it's just basically going into, we won't have a long breakdown on that. It's just it's going into ritual of what's happened. If you decide to take your master's daughter as a wife and you had kids by her, you know what I'm saying? You got to, as steps you got to go through, you got to go towards the judges and you got to be marked, basically. Can y'all see yourselves doing that over the woman you love? All of us have been married all of us in there has been married at least once. You don't think so? I don't know about that. What, you never was just in the ear piercings, Doc?
Yeah, I got them up. Yeah.
Well, that's all I'm saying here. That's all you're saying you have to do here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get verse 7 and 8.
Khan. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 7 and 8 in the Hebrew. Wakaya, Yamakar, Ayash, Oth, Bathwa, La'amah, La'a, Bataza'ah, Kataza'ath, Habadayam. Verse 8. Ra'ah, Bayanawit, Bayanaya, Wahagayashawa, All, Hadalath, Oth, Alahamat Salakia, All, Hamazawaza, Rataza'ah, Anayewa, Oth, Hazanawa, Bamaztaza'ah, Wabadawa, La'lam. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 7 and 8 in the English. And if a man sell his daughter to be a maidservant, she shall not go out as the men servants do. Verse 8. If she please not her master, who hath betrothed her to himself, then shall he let her be redeemed. To sell her unto a strange nation, he shall have no power, seeing he hath dealt deceitfully with her.
A sister asked me about this verse this week, but all it's basically saying is you can't if you've betrothed her, man, you know, if you have her, you can't then deal deceitfully with her and sell her to another nation. That's all I'm saying. You remember how Joseph's brothers sold him to the Midian, to the Ishmaelites? It's the same thing. You just can't do it. You can't get rid of a sister that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's different ways. You know, it's different between manservants and maidservants. You know what I'm saying? The sisters weren't masters, you know, back then. So it had to be different rules between genders. So every time you hear today this non-binary crap, where, you know, women are allowed to be as masculine as men or what have you, allowed to do the same job and what have you, this is all ungodly.
It's like they masculine until they get slapped upside down.
Oh yeah. That's why it's just foolishness hearing them talk. I don't even like to hear Eve talk no more, talk about how they don't need a man. Yeah, none of you do until you need one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You go online like I do. I watch Confession is Good for the Soul. Shadiala watches a lot of YouTube. Whether we're putting out videos or not, I don't even hardly watch TV anymore because YouTube become too entertaining. And I will see videos of women of all nationalities complaining that men aren't men anymore. Gee, y'all, I wonder why. Especially with Eve, so-called black woman, y'all spent the last 40 or 50 years telling the world y'all don't need no man, that y'all got it, you know, girl power, all the women, independent, all this old nonsense, this bullshit. And then it was them raising these brothers too.
I was about to say, sir.
Go ahead.
It's a product of the early 2000s. All these single mothers that you know, I'm a strong, independent woman, and they have kids, and they raise their women, they raise their girl to be masculine,
right,
and they raise their boy to be a simp.
Not only a simp, but totally feminine and totally female. Look at Dwayne Wade's daughter. Sorry, Salakia.
Well,
Dwayne Wade's son.
It's just gotten progressively worse over the years, because back then the boy would just grow up and be soft.
Right.
As the years go on, he goes from soft to putting on the dress,
buying a purse,
and a purse and everything else. And
hey, buying a pegging kit for your old lady to put on and stab you in the ass.
I ain't never heard that.
Man, look.
Never heard that.
Y'all heard General Mayakala's PSA.
A kit.
Let that PSA sink into you brothers that are not in the ISUPK. I want that to sink in hard. Out of one, only made that video. It was only a 90-second video, but y'all need to inhale and force feed that video, man. I couldn't believe that BS when I heard it. But to follow up on Lamawad's point, progressively each generation, because Eve is on it, as you know, let that serpent tell her that you can be as powerful as your man, you can be as smart as your man, girl power, and you can lead the household even though the Lord said otherwise. Right. You can do all this, and it over the generations it progressively got worse, and they done took it on hard. Eve ass, because she's simple. You know what I'm saying? And then of course when she needs a man, there ain't none of them around, because you either got all the Jakes locked up, or got them all killed, or got them all effeminate, wearing damn purses, wearing skirts. Every time I see that simple nigga, what's his name? Kid Cudi's got a dress on now.
It's like, if I may
go ahead.
What's so astonishing about it is our women can't see or realize they're the only ones doing it.
And why is that?
I mean, it's a curse on our people for one, but it's they're targeted, and you don't see any other nation's women doing that unless
Get Nakabar here real quick.
Unless they deal with the black woman and act like the black woman.
Job 39 and 17, real quick, Bob Shaw. All right, go ahead and finish what you're saying.
No, I mean that's really what it is. Is like they're so blind to it, which some black men are blind to other things. That a lot of black men are blind that they're effeminate. You know what I mean? They're blind that they let their woman run all over them. They're blind that they should be in power in their homes, but are not. You know, they think it's a normal thing, and it's been normalized. And that's the problem. If you don't catch something early, it becomes normal.
Right.
Absolutely.
And now, when it becomes normal, those that know better seem like the extremist. When
toxic masculinity.
Right, it's the toxic masculinity, but no one ever talks about toxic femininity.
Right.
Now, how crazy is that? A man will sit there and get beat on by his wife and will never say anything about it or do anything about it because
in the building. All right, I'll definitely get one.
All right, we're back. But yeah, you basically locked me in the room with a feral cat and put my hands behind my back and handcuffs on me.
Right.
And expect me to come out of it clean shaven.
Exactly.
It's just amazing.
If I can get Job 39 and 17, Precinct Officer Nakabar Gabar.
Sir. This is the book of Job, chapter 39, verse 17. Because Yahweh hath deprived her of wisdom.
Deprive our women of wisdom, and they have no wisdom. I don't care how many degrees they get, they are not smarter than men, okay?
Right.
Because when men were in the household and running the household, you couldn't game up their women, you couldn't make their daughters whores, and you couldn't make their sons homosexuals. Right. It just didn't happen. We done took on that hard because Eve is deprived of wisdom, like the I just read. Go ahead.
Neither hath he imparted to her understanding.
She's got no understanding. The only thing she understands is I can do what he can do.
Right.
That's all she not even realizing it's only because America is not the most highest nation and goes by its own rules is that she's even allowed to do that.
Wait, so like it, sir.
Go ahead.
She does have understanding. She's got a PhD.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course. Whatever the hell that means.
She got a PhD.
And if you got a PhD and still making less than $100,000, what do you get the PhD for? Hell, you got student loans out the wazoo and you still getting underpaid.
Well, what gets me about that statement too is that when you get into it with a woman, when you get in a verbal deal and I got a PhD, yeah, you gonna tell me? And my question to any woman is, did you not know anything before you went in college?
I'm saying.
So now you get a piece of paper and now you got a brain. So you had to have your oppressor give you a piece of paper that says you know something. How crazy is that? Do I have to have a piece of paper to know that I know how to build a house? If I know how to build a house, I know how to build a house.
Absolutely.
If I know how to repair an engine in a car, I know how to repair an engine in a car. Now, the only thing the piece of paper is just telling somebody that don't know me that I know something. Right. But before then, it was word of mouth, hey, this is an excellent brother that knows how to do this, knows how to do that. But it just kills me how far we stray away from our traditional values. But go ahead.
I'll be impressed with them PhDs if they can keep a family together.
And can't even keep you ain't got a PhD in family. That's what kills me.
Go ahead, Warren.
Like, sir, if I may, all that's fine and dandy, and but can you cook biscuits?
Can you cook some biscuits? Right. Can you close your mouth?
I'm saying. A silent and loving woman is a gift from the Lord. Priest, hey man, you said a mouthful right there. I'm not impressed with PhDs when you got a 70% divorce rate.
Right.
More than 70% of y'all are raising kids by yourself, which was not the Lord's design, and only 26% of y'all are married.
Right.
That PhD does not impress me whatsoever.
It's a lot, if I may.
Go ahead.
And for those that don't understand, we're not bashing women. We're not downing women because according to God, these are not women out here.
Right.
We're not saying you got to be barefoot and pregnant and shut your mouth, woman, and I'm dragging my knuckles across the ground, you know, with a billy club ready to batch over the head. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that the Lord gave us roles, and a lot of us do not want to stay in our lane. And that driving a car on the freeway, if you don't stay on your lane, you're gonna cause an accident. And that's what's happening with our people. It's a crash out, and it's just chaos because I don't want to say a large majority of our women are all over the place, but they've been led astray by a shepherd that's not a shepherd.
There you go.
Right.
Excellent point.
So like you say,
go ahead, Nagabaka Bar.
And you don't know your role in the household. That's the whole problem.
Right.
That's all it is.
We reject our roles in the household.
Even the man. You know, he want to subjugate to the woman.
Yep.
Instead of telling that woman you're wrong, man, and leading her in the right path.
Right.
From keeping her from being a dragon.
Right.
Every time I see Captain Tazariak talk to them brothers in the Black conscious community, and you know they go hard, they subjugate themselves to women easily, even on their platforms. And every time I see that, I'm like, well, I'm looking at the biggest. No, that ain't even the word I'm looking for. My word starts with P and has 5 letters. They are the biggest. They are the biggest
cat
vaginas I've ever seen in my life. They will sit up there and let that black woman raise hell on their platforms. Actually, give her the platform, even though it's his platform. I've seen that 1,000,000 times.
And what's so bad about that, sir? All the platforms are black women. Whenever it's like some kind of podcast or something, the guest is a black woman. You don't see them bringing on no Asian woman to crash out, no Indian woman to crash out, no white woman to crash out. But our black women, just even that balloon pop show.
Oh, yeah. Don't get me started with
that. It is horrible. It is straight. The man just walks out and they pop all the balloons. All he did was walk out. He didn't say nothing. He didn't do nothing. And then be like, it's how he's dressed. As if the man can't dress different. I mean, that is so immature. Like it's crazy. Then they find out that the man has businesses. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He takes care of his business. Now they want their balloon back.
And then, that ain't the worst. When he goes and marries something other than a black woman,
then they mad.
Now he's a sellout. Right. Now he's a traitor to his race. Yada yada yada. When just like with all Jakes like that, they get rejected at high school and college by so-called black women,
right?
Because they don't look like rappers, or because they don't play ball, or because they don't have a lot of weed. You know what I'm saying?
The black woman today, and when we say that, we're not saying all,
right?
But they become like this Bible. They're a two-edged sword. You're gonna get cut on both sides. You can either cut yourself or they gonna cut you. Meaning, even if you try to do right by she's gonna act a fool. And even if you ain't trying to mess with her and you go and get something else, she's going to act a fool.
Oh yeah.
Main point of it is she's going to act a fool.
This is hell we in. The scriptures did say that her eyes will be evil towards the husband of her bosom.
Right.
And we're seeing it.
That's right.
This curse ain't talking about nobody else but Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans.
That's right.
We catching hell out here from our own women.
All over the place.
But anyway, we done gone too long. We sound like a bunch of bitter Negroes up in here. And I know women outside the UPK that are watching this are probably saying, y'all was butthurt, and they're gonna gas us up any way they can.
But it's
Who
not
hurt you?
Sir, but it's not even letting the black man off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of our black
Jake plays
men,
part in this. That's
right,
true.
A lot of our black men, like, and if I could, just real quick, all of the real men became drug dealers and hustlers and pimps. And the reason I say that is because just like the men in the UPK used to be those men, right. Those men left the church and left all the effeminate men in the church.
Right.
And they left the church because they knew it was off. They just didn't know why it was off. Right. So they went into this world's manly things, which is now cops and robbers, because that's essentially what they're doing out in them streets. But now those men are waking up, coming back here into the UPK and showing our people what really is. You know,
that's a heavy point, Hebrew. I appreciate that. We're gonna go ahead and get verse 9 and 10. And I want all of Israel to pay attention to these two verses simply because it goes into that multiple wives thing that the sisters hate so much. So we're gonna go into that now. Before Priest and Officer Lamawad reads that, I want y'all to just know, get counsel from the ISUPK before y'all decide to take more than one wife. Just do that.
Right. Brother, you hungry?
No excuse. Seek the men of the Lord, seek the ISUPK if you got a woman and then you trying to add on and get another one. Just please call the school.
God.
I get that call often myself, and if I have to, I take it to brothers ranked higher than me if necessary. But now, don't go out there trying to get another woman until you talk to the men of the Lord. All right.
That's right.
Go ahead. Verse 9 and 10. Word.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 9 and 10 in the Hebrew. Wa'am wakatazawa off kasapwa. Wagam off Hamath Yakataza was Salaki Yakataza 1 verse 10 Akarath Yaquag Lawa Shara Salaki Sha'ara Kasawata Anaya Ashar La'a Yada Wahapada La'am Nakaraya La'a Yamashal Lamakara Babagadawa Baha. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 9 and 10 in the English. And if he have betrothed her unto his son, he shall deal with her after the manner of daughters. Verse 10, if he take him another wife, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
In other words, the law here in Exodus, and it'll go into it again in Deuteronomy, is telling you how to deal with your wife if you get another one. And it's telling you how to deal with her. You can have more than one wife, okay?
What?
The law says so. Okay. And for y'all that's in the church saying that you can't, it's right there in the New Testament in Luke 24 and 44 to revert back to the prophets, meaning the Old Testament. Christ gave a parable in Matthew 25, and Christ even goes on to say in John 5, if you haven't received Moses, then you ain't received me.
That's right.
And we're in the book of Moses right now, one of the books in Exodus.
Right.
So the question of can you have another, it ain't even a question of can you. I personally go into should you. And I say, if you ain't talked to the ISUPK, don't do it. All you're going to do is get yourself in trouble. You're going to be just like Iman Shumpert. You're going to lose 4 of your houses. You're going to lose how much you say you got to pay a month?
8,000.
Some ridiculous 8,000 a month, either alimony, and that don't even count child support, and the cash settlement that goes with that. Go ahead.
And I bet you that pride make more money than him. That's crazy.
She do now. I'm pretty sure she do now. I didn't think she did at first. Stay tuned. Like I say, divorce rape is real.
Damn America, man.
It is real. Of course, he should have used better wisdom because he got it. He stood up there and got another woman and didn't counsel with the ISUPK. He just followed he just started listening to his rod, basically. If you get controlled by your penis, this is what's going to happen to you.
Right.
Stop being proud. Get on isupk.com and hit us up.
Right.
We will tell you how to deal with that situation.
Right.
That's a lot.
Go ahead.
Like, we've been so duped in this place. We actually believe that a piece of paper with a seal on it makes us married. When you can look at the history of it, and there's a time that there was no contract.
That's right.
The only contract was between you, the woman, and God.
There you go.
And our, for any man, I say for any man out there, understand when you marry a woman in this society, it is a business contract. At that point.
Definitely in this society. You got that right.
And in most states, it is enforceable to take half of everything, no matter if you had it before the marriage or not.
Right.
And so in the UPK, we understand that sex is marriage.
That's right.
And so I don't need, like, when you get a marriage contract, you're basically saying that your oppressor has to validate you being with this woman, which no one has to. I don't have, like, I don't wear a ring because I don't need to tell anyone that I'm married to my wife. I know I'm married to my wife. And if you want to know if I'm married to her, you ask me and I'll tell you. And if you ask her, she'll tell you. Like, why do I need to advertise it or even have a contract about it? Because it's a contract between three, and that's ain't no holy trinity either.
Right.
But yeah, it's between me, my wife, and God.
You got something on that word?
Like a certified maid. And that's a perfect example of Esau thinking he's God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, who the hell are you to say, hey,
right,
we control this marriage. You have to get a contract through us.
Right. Yeah.
And that's heavy what you brought out. So
Right.
that's all I had.
What's that's called is captivity.
Right.
We have to submit ourselves to their rules because the same somebody telling you you need a contract to get married to a woman is now saying you can submit a contract, get married to a man.
Right.
If you're a man.
And if I could just real quick, any man that thinks that a piece of paper is going to keep your wife from leaving you,
right?
She was going to leave you anyway.
Yeah, fine.
So the paper means nothing. I tell any man out there, if you dealing with a woman and she wants to be with you, then just be with her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, tell her, look, we are married in the eyes of God. You're here and I'm here and it's forever.
Right. And to build on that, if she's a whore, her having a contract saying she's married you is not going to keep her out of another man's bedroom, right? Let's just keep it all the way.
So like actually it gives her incentive to marry you so that she can turn around and take everything from you.
And divorce rape you. Yeah, of course.
because she's a whore. Right. It's just you not smart enough to understand what's going on.
That's right.
You so love struck that like I'd never have understood that. But you so madly in love that now you got less than half of what you ever had. And now instead of you being in the own house that you bought and paid for before you met her, now you have to get out of your house like Iman Shumpert, four houses. Now you can't live in 4 houses, and you probably in an apartment somewhere.
And it's only gonna get worse because he been out the league for years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And NBA pensions ain't that large.
That's
so
right.
And he, as far as I know, he don't have no other source of income that brings in money close. I'm talking about, but bring in money close to what the NBA paid. I know he's got little side ventures, but
and he probably tricked off half of that money.
You know he did, because he has no wisdom. Wisdom would have told him not to have any babies with this chick.
Some of them players have wised up. I'll say that. Like they got wise. And the wives tried to divorce him, and it was like, fine, you can divorce me. And they'd be like, yeah. And then the wife was like, I want half. And it's like, okay, half of nothing is nothing. And they like, what's going on? Yeah, because he put everything in his mama's name. Mm-hmm. Everything's in his mama's name. And so now she looks the fool. Yeah. But anyway, so like,
yeah, and we don't endorse what Anthony Edwards is doing, but that's another thing they're doing, just paying out a little sum. The reason we don't like that is because then he's not giving that child that he created any wisdom and not giving him any fatherly, not performing fatherly duties. He don't want nothing to do with it.
Right.
But I think the reason he does that is just stay out of court.
Right.
So, and we don't endorse that. We're not in favor of that at all. You got seeds out there. You need to man them, take care of them. But
that's right.
I do kind of understand why he thinks that way. He don't want to be Iman Shumpert.
Right. It's like, what do you?
I keep going back to that.
It's like, what do? You're dealing with demons.
God.
I mean, they come. You don't even know who to trust.
Right.
Because you meet a woman, she seems so sweet, so innocent.
Which I never got that from her.
Right. And then they turn into a whole dragon.
And look,
you know, and then nowadays with this makeup, I swear I hate makeup with all my heart. I swear I do. To me, Black women need to realize you are a clown in a circus with all of this makeup. I have seen some makeovers that would just blow your mind. I mean, she takes that make off and it is a wolf up under there. I swear. I mean, you done ran into a whole ogre. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I don't mean to talk about our Black women are beautiful, but
and they are.
But some were not made like others. That's just all I'll say. You know, we need to stop that. We just need to stop it. I mean, it's ridiculous with the surgeries and now the makeup.
Y'all hear Vivica Fox got a BBL? This chick is 60 years old.
She's saying, now I'm ready for a man.
Oh. Nah, she's still she's still trying to get young niggas, basically.
And I'm gonna hit her. If I ever meet her, I'm gonna hit her with the ma'am. So like, yeah,
she's still trying to get them young Thundercats. And they about tired of her, you know what I'm saying? The only reason she gets them is because she pays them. So
it's crazy you say that, sir.
Yeah.
Thundercats, it's in the deal. Thundercats. Ho. Salakia, I just came to my mind. Salakia. I used to watch that religiously.
Ooh, shit.
Yeah.
So did I. I'm a 80s kid, just like you.
God.
Yeah. Me and Lamawad both are Gen Xers, in case y'all couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But
we glad we got lost.
Damn right.
God.
Let's keep back on topic. We're gonna go from 11 to 13 on this one.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 11 through 13. Shalash, Allah, La'ah, Yashai, La, Wayataza'ah, Kanam, Ayun, Kasap, verse 12. Makkah, Labaniwa, Yaya Aina Salaki, Yaya Dana, Kamashapat, Habanawath, Yansha, La, verse 12. Oh no, verse 13. Wa Ashar, La'a, Tazada, Wahala, Wahalayam, Ana, Layadawa, Yashamatawiya, Laka, Makawam, Wamanatha, La'a, Yagarai. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 10 through 13.
Gonna be 11.
11 through 13 in the English. And if he do not these three unto her, then shall she go out free without money. Verse 12. He that smiteth a man so that he die shall be surely put to death. Verse 13. And if a man lie not in wait, but God deliver him into his hand, then I will appoint thee a place whither he shall flee.
In other words, the Most High got our back, man. We ain't gotta worry about being in a situation, being in a situation that's too much for us, whether with paymasters or even with your women. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be, like you say, he's gonna be our shade upon our right hand. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna hold us down. As long as we're following the law.
That's right.
We kill a man with no cause, we're gonna be put to death.
That's right.
And so many of our brothers are finding out. You know what I'm saying? If I hear one more somebody send a shout out or RIP to King Von, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Many brothers he done put in the box. He got his, that was the Lord that killed King Von. Never mind the brothers that got in court over it. That was the Lord.
Right.
I'm saying you can't keep doing evil and expecting good to come about you. You're gonna get a recompense for the evil you put out there.
That's right.
Okay. And I hope the brothers from O Block listen to ISUPK.
Right.
Because we don't want none of y'all to die. We really don't. I look at them brothers on the internet, them O Block brothers up there in Chicago. I say to myself, the only place them brothers need to be is in the ISUPK.
That's right.
They got the right spirit.
Right.
Got the guns in their hands. They're ready to defend their block and everything. No, they need to defend their people. You know what I'm saying? They need to defend this nation.
Shift the focus.
There you go.
That's right.
That's all you need. They're in the right spirit, but they gotta go according to knowledge.
Right.
Otherwise, they're gonna go King Bond's route.
That's right.
And eventually get murdered.
That's right.
All right. 14 and 15, warrior.
Book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 14 and 15 in the Hebrew. Wakaya, Yazad, Ayash, Al, Rayahawa, Laharagawa, Barama, Ma'aim, Mazabakoya, Takwakanayawa, Ayash, Wamath, Mawath, Yawam, verse 15. Wamaka, Abayawa, Wamawa, Mawath, Yawam, still like it. Yawamoth. It's like you said, verse 16 too, sir.
No, just 14 and 15.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 14 and 15 in the English. But if a man come presumptuously upon his neighbor to slay him with guile, thou shalt take him from mine altar, that he may die. Verse 15, and he that smiteth his father or his mother shall be surely put to death.
That's a judgment right there, because we just read in Exodus, honor thy father and thy mother, and thy days will be long, right?
Right.
So if you kill your father or your mother, death is gonna come to you.
Right.
Simple and plain.
So like,
go ahead.
That presumptuously, that's why, because Christians say thou shalt not kill. We understand is thou shalt not murder.
God.
That presumptuously is you sat there and premeditated.
God. The water for bringing that out. All right, let's get let's go ahead and go with we're at 17 and 18.
Okay. So book of Exodus chapter 21 verses 17 and 18 in the Hebrew. Wamakwalal Abayawa wa Amawa Mawath Yawamath. Verse 18. Wakaya Yarayaban Anasiyam Wahaka Ayash Off Lamawath. It's the book of Exodus chapter 21 verses 17 and 18 in the English. And he that curseth his father or his mother shall surely be put to death. Verse 18, and if men strive together, and one smite another with a stone or with his fist, and he die not, but keepeth his bed.
Okay. Going further in the judgment, it's basically saying you curse your father or your mother. In other words, you try some ungodly way of necromancy and get them killed. No, you're gonna get put to death because you just committing two sins to death right now.
Right.
First, you're into witchcraft,
right,
and then second, you're trying to kill your mother and your father. And for what? Right. Usually, when somebody kills their father and their mother, it's for some kind of inheritance, right, some kind of filthy lucre.
Right.
It's telling you right now you're gonna be put to death for that, man.
Right. Or you're just highly emotional.
Yeah. Too damn emotional. Now, if you got a parent with the spirit of Satan on them, and they're trying to take you out, and you got to defend yourself, that's one thing. Because, like Officer Lamawad said, it's a difference between kill and murder. Right. You know what I'm saying? If you plan or you get presumptuous with killing your parents, that's murder. You're gonna be put to death for that.
That's right.
But defending your life against anybody, that's thus saith the Lord right there.
That's right.
We in Texas, an open carry state. Each one of us could be packing. I don't think we're packing right now, but we can go out and about with our weapon if we want.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you do have the right to defend yourself. I don't stand with America on anything, but I do appreciate the Second Amendment, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Hell, in fact, even Trump is down with the Second Amendment.
Right.
It's a damn shame. Before we get back in this lesson, it's a damn shame that Trump got more morals than a lot of you Negroes in this world.
That's right.
And Trump is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Right. But yet he got more of a moral backbone than a lot of you so-called Negroes.
And I think that's why they hate him so much.
And Hispanics. And maybe that's why they hate him so much. It took him to say that abortion should be a state issue and not a government issue.
How dare you tell me I can't alive my baby?
Right.
Damn.
It took him to remind you there's two genders and not 15.
How dare you tell me I can't have that I can't say I don't have a rod between my legs,
Yeah, keep in mind, Every time I hear about that damn Algerian boxer who won the women's gold medal,
that's crazy.
How did that shit happen, man? Then it took a chromosome test that y'all gave them already to realize, no, this is a guy.
As if you can't see it.
Yeah. And I told y'all that from the beginning, that was a shit test.
Right.
That was trying to see how the world would be accepting of that.
And they were not.
And not only did we have a problem with it, women had a problem with it.
Right.
And we, it's one thing, women ain't supposed to be boxing, but still, it was a lot more women had an issue with that because you're allowing a man to beat up a woman on an international stage too. Anybody catch that?
He beat her.
He beat the crap out of every one of them damn women. And got a gold medal for it.
And didn't see nothing wrong with it.
He didn't get arrested. He didn't get no jail time. They didn't charge him with shit. And it took Donald Trump, the devil the Bible speaks of, to get elected and remind y'all that we only got two genders. And to take that all them dudes that are in women's prisons perpetrating and get them the hell up out of there.
So like, go ahead. Something I just thought of about that whole thing. None of them were a so-called black man. So I wonder how that would have went if it was a so-called black man in there with the women beating up on them.
And look,
I think they would have expedited all of this. I mean, that's just my theory. I don't want to make it like they say. I don't want to make it racist.
My brother, I know it's out there,
but,
and I know it's plenty of Jakes that's trying to live as women, but I don't want to deal with it.
All right.
I really don't. I don't even want the thought of them competing in the Olympics against women.
I don't either.
It's bad enough I got to see Dwayne Wade's son.
That's bad.
You know what I'm saying?
That's bad.
Or get like Will Smith's son. Boy, I tell you, Will Smith is the worst father, the worst husband. You talk about a brother who needed the ISUPK's counsel all the way back in the 90s.
No way, boy.
It's because he played too much.
No way.
Yeah.
Played too much.
Well, he's definitely seeing the error of that right now, is he not?
He is. His daughter is masculine and his son is feminine.
Wears skirts and is feminine.
It's crazy.
And his masculine daughter is writing letters to dead rappers, one telling them to come back home to his mother so she can be happy. And don't even get me started with his wife. You can get me started with that troglodyte. Even marrying her to begin with was a big error in judgment on his part, man.
So like I hate to try to be funny, but
go for it.
You remember that song? I see some bald headed. You don't remember that song? Anyway, maybe I'm just too old.
No, I don't remember that one. Who had that?
I had to find it for you.
Yeah, do that today.
Yeah,
when you get back home, I want that one. That's gonna.
I'm fine right now.
Oh no, don't do that.
Keep on talking.
Don't do that. We gotta get back to the work.
So I'm ready.
All right, then get me. We are in verse. Where is this? 18, or is it 19?
19.
Okay, 19. Go ahead.
Come. Book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 19 in the Hebrew. Yakowam Wahatalak Bakawataza Yawamath. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 19 in the English. If he rise again and walk abroad upon his staff, then shall he that smote him be quiet. So like it be quit. Only he shall pay for the loss of his time and shall cause him to be thoroughly healed.
All right. Let's get verse 20. And 21.
This book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 20 through 21 in the Hebrew. Wakayah, Yakah, Ayash, Oth, Abadawa, Rahawa, Ba'aban, Awa, Bagarap, Wala'a, Yamawath, Yanapa, Yanapal, Lamashakab, verse 21. Aka, Yawam, Awa, Yawamayam, Yamad, Mashanatawa, Wanakwa, Hamaka, Raka, Shabatawa, Yatan, Rawapa'a, Yarapa'a. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 20 and 21 in the English. And if a man smite his servant or his maid with a rod, and he die under his hand, he shall be surely punished. Verse 21. Notwithstanding, if he continue a day or two, he shall not be punished, for he is his money.
What is going over basically is just that there are laws for servants. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's laws that protect servants from masters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't oppress the nation of Israel.
That's right.
Even if master is Israel, you can't oppress us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to deal. You got to deal justly with us.
Right.
Has so-called white man dealt justly with the so-called Negro?
Never.
Never has, and will never. By now, if you think we're ever going to, you just not paying. You just in denial or just not following along. You need to be on one of them little short yellow buses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Our native brothers, our Latino brothers, has he ever been just to them?
Never.
Breaking every treaty he made with the Native Americans.
Right.
Putting our Latino brothers, families and all in cages, deporting them, hell, even the ones born here.
Right.
That's what they've been doing since Trump got back in office, actually deporting American citizens only because they're brown.
Right. Where the Chinese man get it?
That's what I'm saying. Why are them bastards still here?
Where the Ishmaelite or the East Indian?
Don't get me started on Ishmael. Oh
man, look, let me tell you.
Elam.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Elam.
Man, look, I ain't gonna say what I want to say about Elam, but how's he protected from that?
Right.
East Indians are the third most illegal immigrants in this country.
And the grimiest damn people.
And they live in the richest places.
Right.
Which is wild. But anyway, Salaki.
I know why they keep bringing Ham here. They hoping to get rid of us, basically.
Right.
They know that Israel and Ham is two different people. They know their leaders know we're not African.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if they can replace us with these damn Nigerian scammers in the household, they'll do it. Or bald-headed hoes like what's that that chick that's getting rid that played Harriet Tubman?
Was it Cynthia?
Yeah,
Erivo?
yeah. That broad there. They love to get a nation full of her over here.
I never watched that.
I didn't either. I couldn't bring myself to watch it once they hired her to play the role. I'm like,
how's she gonna play a woman that knew she was Israelite?
Yeah. Harriet Tubman, I ain't gonna say hero because my only real hero is Yahushua, but one of my favorite people in history. I got a small group of our people, mainly full of abolitionists that I hold in pretty high regard, and Harriet Tubman's one of them. Right. I cannot watch no bald-headed Hamite play her.
Right.
I can't watch it. You couldn't pay me money to watch that movie.
Right. So he's like a spit in the face time nation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I got her playing Christ now. Can you imagine that?
Right.
A Hamite woman playing Yahushua. Look it up. They done hired her to play in some kind of play or some setting or series of some kind where she is going to play Christ. Keep in mind, she's not an Israelite, i.e. a so-called Negro or African American. She's not even a man. Am I the only one turned off by this? Because I'm hearing y'all awfully quiet in here.
It's shocking.
Esau is the author of confusion.
The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of.
So like
you can't convince me of anything else.
Right. So like,
go ahead.
If you haven't noticed, and they do this from time to time, if you're paying attention, they have ramped up these like David and the Goliath movie, they got a Last Supper movie come. Don't they have anytime they got to keep on? They put this propaganda. They just ramp it up.
Don't they have a series on Amazon about King David now?
I believe so.
Y'all know that? The House of David.
Right, I believe so.
And of course, I ain't even got to watch it to know there ain't no so-called Negroes in this movie. David is going to be played by a cracker.
Right.
His father Jesse, all his sons, including Solomon, will all be played by crackers. I know it. That's why I'm not going to even bring myself to watch it. For the same reason I didn't watch Passion of the Christ. Tell the truth, maybe I'll watch it.
Sir, how long could you keep on with that lie?
The lie has been destroyed.
Right.
Since the 90s. They're going to keep it going, though.
Right.
They're going to try to get as many as you so-called blacks and Hispanics wrapped up in the Christianity and the it doesn't matter and love this, love that. Meanwhile, they shoving their middle finger in you and trying to at you in your face and trying to get you out of here as quick as they possibly can.
Right.
Either by putting you on a boat or putting you in a box.
Right.
And y'all so-called Negroes can't see it or won't see it. Too busy looking at us as your enemy.
Right.
We your watchmen.
Right.
We the one that read these parades that book of. We the one that knows the prophecies in this book. We're the one that knows everything in it just about.
That's right.
Getting more and more learned every day as far as give a big shout out to Ottawa and General Muhammad as far as cartography and where our people were in that day and these lands and what we were doing, in this particular spot. We're getting brighter and brighter and sharper at this. We know where our people are supposed to be right now. We know who you are.
Right.
And so every time y'all tell me it doesn't matter when the Bible says it does, I ignore you.
Right.
Right.
Y'all just going to have to deal with it. Jesus Christ and the Israelites were black people.
That's right.
Just like you simple niggas.
Right.
And if you say it don't matter, 1 John 5 and 10 real quick. You got it? Excellent. We'll let Nakabar get it.
While he getting that, so like, speaking of propaganda, and it's a horrible thing, but I was watching that movie, Gladiator 2, and they got Denzel Washington in there. And Denzel Washington ends up being the bitter black man that was enslaved, and now he's worked his way up to being in some kind of power.
Right.
And he worked his way into now he's trying to get power, but then along comes the Edomite, who is the rightful king and heir to the throne,
right?
Who came from a low estate, and I'm just, it's like, I watched it for entertainment, but it was disgusting, the undertones to it. And
propaganda, all of it.
And it's sad that in these days, Denzel Washington has to be brought down to being the bad guy.
Well, we've seen him be a bad guy twice. Every time he's the bad guy, he wins an Oscar. But I get what you're talking about. It's totally spiritual, and you got to watch these movies as a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
That's the only way Lamawad can watch it, and any of us watch it and get understanding from it.
Right.
Yeah, if y'all are missing a priest and officer Lamawad's law class, you don't need to be. Y'all need to be locked in every Wednesday when he teaches the law class. Now, he won't teach it this Wednesday. In fact, that's going to be me because I got something heavy I got to bring out. But after this Wednesday, it's going to be him. He does an excellent job with the law class. I don't miss it. Me personally, y'all give Lamawad a hand for that. You're getting an incredibly bright brother stressing the laws on you, and he's doing that to free y'all, to get your mind up out of this damn captivity and own what you're supposed to be.
Right.
So y'all can quit accepting them making movies about your ancestors,
Right.
about Christ, about Moses, about King David, about King Solomon, and casting them all as crackers, so-called white men, Edomites, and y'all think that's something special. As soon as we get back on Most High in Christ. And for y'all that say it don't matter, Priest and Officer Nakabar Gabar is going to tell you why it does matter. That's 1 John 5 and 10.
Come. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 10. He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not God hath made him a liar.
Read that again, because I think it's something you might have left out.
Come. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 10. He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not in God hath made him a liar.
Is that the KJV?
Yes, KJV, sir. 1 John 5 and 10.
Come. Okay, one more time. Salakia.
He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself.
I thought it said right there, as the scripture says.
It's further into the scriptures. There's more to it.
Got a little bit more to it. Okay, bring it out. This will be the last time I have Nakabar bring that out. 1 John 5 and 10, and we're gonna try to nail down the point. Go ahead. Have the witness of himself. He that believeth not God made him.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 10.
Because he believed not. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
He that believeth on the Son of God hath the witness in himself. He that believeth not God hath made him a liar.
Right.
Because he believeth not the record that God gave of his Son.
That's the part I was looking for. Y'all, the water, give a hand, Officer Nakabar Gabar. That was the part I was looking for. In other words, if you don't believe the record, the Holy Bible, and what it's saying about Christ, from the way he looks to who he came to save and who he was sent for, to what his overall mission was, if you believe anything other than that, you just basically calling Christ a liar. You're calling the Most High a liar, and you're on the road to the lake of fire, basically.
That's right.
Right.
That's where you're headed. It's that serious. Go ahead.
Like them, I don't even like to say Jewish, them Russian babies. Like the Jewish man.
Jewish is okay. I can't stand when even brothers in the truth call them Jews. I be wanting to check everyone under my rank and calls them Jews when they not the Jews.
Right.
Jewish is acceptable. I'll accept that.
Right.
Kazarian.
That's a perfect
Kites.
example.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's a perfect example of them pushing that on us. They don't believe in Christ. Like some brothers that follow their doctrine,
Right.
They don't believe in Christ.
Right.
So how could you believe in God
Right.
when they got a whole different, it's like that Talmud BS.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. They created their own
The
Talmud
cabal.
and their own laws, right?
And y'all notice how most of them Old Testament brothers do read the Talmud,
Right.
which that book right there is an abomination. You could tell Satan wrote that by the hand of the devil himself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Right. Because they had to do something to inject themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's in the Talmud, among the many abominable things written in it, it allows you to have sex with kids.
Mm.
Right.
And so it trains you to think of nothing when they sit up there and molest an 8-day-old baby.
Right.
Because you're supposed to circumcise on the 8th day. It didn't say nothing about circumcising and giving the kid a blowjob once you was done circumcising.
Right.
That's nowhere in the Bible.
Sewer rats.
I call them gutter rats. just like a head priest Ariah, may he rise again. And the brothers during his time all called them gutter rats, and that's what I called them.
Right.
Somebody had a a GIF or a video of one of them rising up out the sewer. I'm like, yeah, there you go, gutter rats.
Right.
Just like I said, just like Head Priest Ariel said, gutter rats.
How could they be so
Because they know, believe it or not, all of them know that they're not the lineal children of Israel. They know it.
right?
You know what I'm saying? They've been told from the beginning they weren't.
Right.
And yet they continue to call themselves Jews or Israelites, knowing damn well that they're not.
Right.
Right.
So that's why I call them gutter rats, and we'll never stop.
Right.
Somebody put a gun in my head, tell me to stop calling them gutter rats. I'm gonna say pull the trigger.
Right.
Some of them got a nose like a rat.
Y'all will take care of my kids. I know you will.
Right.
That's why the Nazis used to draw them with a big nose.
Right.
It looked like a rat's nose.
And the damn thing about it is the Nazis knew.
Right.
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 For all they say wrong about Adolf Hitler, and he was a freaking bastard, he might have been the smartest white man ever lived, or at least the most studied.
Right.
Maybe I'm going too far saying smartest, but at least the most studied, because he knew that them kites were not Jews.
Right.
He knew the Jews were black.
Right.
Right.
I got the book at home with him and his little side piece Gubbles and the rest of them going into it. So now, nobody who's a scholar, you got to be simple as hell to still think they the Jews, but Christ knew. That's why he said what he said in Revelations 2:9 and 3:9, and that's why they don't deal with. If you ever ask yourself why the Jewish man don't deal with the New Testament, that's why.
Right.
Because it exposes them loud and clear.
Right.
All right, we are in verse 22. Let's get that.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Wakaya Yanatazawa Anashiyam Wanagapawa Asha Ara Wayataza Awa Yalada Yao Salaki Yalada Ya Awa Oth Amatawa Basabat Wamath Takath Yadawa Naquam Yanaquam. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 22 in the English. If men strive and hurt a woman with child, so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no mischief follow, he shall be surely punished, according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine.
Okay, so it's giving you a judgment, and he's going to have to make a monetary payment. Yeah, we do that here.
Right.
You go off too far, you're going to have to repay that some way.
Right.
So, like, is this saying that what the husband can basically beat him up?
Well, if he went too far, not the husband, but the dude in question,
right,
went too far and made her lose her baby,
right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and
right.
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah, I'm just saying where it says
it's basically saying no judgment will come on him for beating the crap out of this cat.
Right. He said the woman's husband will lay upon him. I don't know. Is that saying that he's allowed to basically put hands on?
Well, here's the thing. None of us, all of us in here are fathers, right?
Right.
None of us need an incentive or need a law telling us to whoop somebody's ass if they hurt our, if they hurt our children. You know what I'm saying? Or even our women.
All right.
All that's going over here is, all it's basically saying is, when that comes for the judges, nothing's going to happen to him for it.
Right.
They understand.
Right.
They would probably whoop his ass too if it was their kid.
Yeah, right.
Or they woman. And they're just saying that not only are we not going to put any judgment on this brother, but you're going to have to pay that brother something.
Right. It says even you still going to get judged.
Yeah.
Go.
You're going to have to come up out your pocket.
Right.
You're going to have to give him some kind of money, or you're going to have to give him land. You're going to have to give him food, cattle, something. This is going to cost you, man.
Yeah.
And that's the just way to deal with shit.
That is.
Go before judges, go before wise men. Go ahead, bro.
That's brotherhood.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, absolutely. It is definitely brotherhood. 23, 24, and 25.
This book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 23 to 25. Asawan, Yahweh, Salaki, Yahaya, Wanatata, Napash, Takath, Napash, verse 24. Ayun, Takath, Ayun, Son, Takath, Son, Yada, Wala'ah, Yahweh, Asawan, Anawash, Yanash, Kashar, Yashayash, Salaki, Yashayath, Alawa, Baal, Ha'awa, Salaki, Ha'ashah, Yanathan, Bapalal Yum, verse 25. Kawaya, Takath, Kawaya, Pataza'ah, Takath, Pataza'ah, Kabara, Takath, Kabawa, Salaki, Kabawara. Did you say 26 too, sir?
No, just 23, 24, and 25.
Comic-Con. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 23 through 25 in the English. And if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life. 24, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Verse 25, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe.
Man, it'd be great if we just did that here. What you do to someone else is going to be done to you.
Right.
You cause a brother to lose an eye, you're going to lose yours.
Right.
Back up.
Okay. Verse 26 and 27, Baba Shah.
Come. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 26 and 27 in the Hebrew. Wakayah, Yakar, Ayash, Oth, Ayan, Abadawa, Awa, Oth, Ayan, Amatawa, Washakata, Lakapashaya, Yashalakanawa, Takath, Yada, Rapal, Takath, Regal, verse 27. Wa'am, Shan, Abadawa, Awa, Shan, Amatawa, Yapayal, Lakapashaya, Yashalakalawa, Salakit, Yashalakanawa, Takath, Shanawa. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 26 and 27 in the English. And if a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid, that it perish, he shall let him go free for his eye's sake. Verse 27. And if he smite out his manservant's tooth or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go free for his tooth's sake.
Okay. Basically saying you're doing harm to your servants, which are Israelites, then you lose your servant.
Right.
Righteous law to protect even the servants. You know what I'm saying? If I can ask the brothers and sisters that are watching us, like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, ISUPK Dallas, and on Facebook as well, ISUPK Dallas. You brothers and sisters in the ISUPK and outside the ISUPK, pay your Passover fees, isupk.com. We're going to get verse 28 and 29.
This book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 28 and 29 in the Hebrew. Wakaya, Yapak, Shawar, Salaki. Shawar, Af, Ayash, Awa, Af, Ashab, Wamath, Sakawal, Yasakwal, Yashawar, Wala'ah, Yakal, Af, Dakath, Ayanawa. Verse 29. Wa'am, Shawar, Nagak, Salaki. Hawa'ah, Matamal, Shalasham, Wahawa'ad, Baba Alayawa, Wala'ah. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 28 and 29 in the English. If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be quit. Verse 29. But if the ox were wont to push with his horn in time past, and it hath been testified to his owner, and he hath not kept him in, but that he hath killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and his owner shall be put to death.
Yeah, even the animals are under law. And what I liked about it is they say that his flesh won't even be eaten.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can't even make oxtails.
He unclean.
Yeah. Just put him to death and burn the body, I guess. But hey, thus said the Lord, man.
So like it was so righteous too, is it says they came and told you that your ox is doing something, that he's being aggressive or whatever. So we warned you.
Right.
And then he went and killed somebody. Now you got to be put to death too. Because you were warned. Because in the first part of it, it just said if he ends up killing somebody,
right,
can't eat him, you know, and then the owner can't, you know, whatever it is. But anyway, yeah, and then it goes on to say if we warned you, you gonna be
if you were let know that, let's take it off an ox. If you let your owner knew that he had a vicious and aggressive dog who was chasing him and snarling at him and it bit him and he managed to kill somebody, the dog going to be put to death, and so are you.
Too. Right.
That's way I see it, that's righteous law.
Yeah. Better control that pit bull.
You know, it ain't even the pit bulls that scare me no more. It's a really big one, like
the Cane Corso.
Cane Corso, Tibetan Mastiff. Those are the scary ones, really, to me. But yeah, by comparison, the pit bull is pretty loyal.
Oh, they are very loyal. It's the owner.
That one you got is beautiful.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Oh, I love that one.
But it's
Diesel,
it's
right?
The owner. Yeah, it's always the owner. It's not the dog is like a emulation of the owner.
Right.
If the owner is a cruel person, the dog's gonna be a cruel person. I mean, you see that with dogs all the time. You just pay attention when somebody's walking their dog. You can almost know the person through the dog.
Right.
You're a man and you're the head of the household. You set the tone for the whole household,
Right.
even your pets.
Right.
Right.
Even your pets aren't exempt from that, man.
Right.
All right, we are in
30.
verse 30. We're gonna go ahead and get 30 and 31.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 30 and 31 in the Hebrew. Kapar, Yawasha, Shalaki, Yawashath, Washawar, Waba'al, Hashawar, Nakoya, verse 31. Awa, but Man,
Young man Raphael.
Yagak, Awa, Bath, Yagak, Yashamarinawa, Wahamayath, Ayash, Awa, Asha, Hashawar, Yasakwal, Wagam, Balawa, Yawamath. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 30 and 31 in the English. If there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatsoever is laid upon him. Verse 31, whether he have gored a son or have gored a daughter, according to this judgment shall it be done unto him.
Let's read 32.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 32 in the Hebrew. Abad, Yagak, Hashawar, Awa, Amah, Kasap, Shalashayam, Wakalayam, Yatan, Alayawa, Wanatan, Parayan, Napashawa, Kakal, Ashar, Yawashath, Alaywa. This is the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 32 in the English. If the ox shall push a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give unto their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned.
I tell you, the money and you lose your ox.
Can't you push somebody?
The way I see it, again, is dealing righteously, and the reason to do that is for one thing: to seal the brotherhood,
right?
To secure the brotherhood, because with brotherhood you have nationhood,
right?
And that's the reason when you get to understand, especially of the New Testament, like on your own time, read the laws in the first 5 books, and then read the New Testament by itself, and you'll get together piece by piece why Christ was doing things the way he did it. It came with a total 100% understanding of the law and how we can use it to relate to the time we were in, because it was occupied Jerusalem, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And being spread out outside of Jerusalem and the near territories that Rome then took over.
Right.
That's what we're dealing with. When you're reading in the New Testament, that's the time we're dealing with. Obviously, keeping Israelite law perfect away from Jerusalem is obviously a challenge. But Christ was showing how to get perfection, even though you weren't in the land. He lived it. He did it. And so here we are outside of Jerusalem, blacks and Hispanics. We've got to get back to doing it his way, because his way was the right way of how to live perfect with the brotherhood and with the nationhood while being in another land. That's why the New Testament is so important.
Right.
We are now in verse 33. We're going to wrap up this chapter in a little bit. We're going to do 33 and 34.
Kind of one kind. The book of Exodus, chapter 21, verses 33 and 34 in the Hebrew. Okay, yeah. Yapathak, Ayash, Bawar, Awa, Kaya, Yakara, Ayash, Bara, Wala'a, Kamashapat, Hazah, Yasha, Lawa. Verse 34. Baal, Habawar, Yashalam, Basap, Yashayab, Layawa, Wahamath, Ladanayawa, Wahashawar, Yasaqua. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 33 and 34 in the English. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall therein, verse 34, the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give money unto the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his.
Y'all understand what it's saying there, right? Because if an ox or an ass, meaning a donkey, fell into a pit, more often than not, he's got a broken leg.
Yeah. Right.
Which a beast like those with broken legs, yeah. Even in today's time, they break their leg, you just got to put them out. All the surgery and technological advancement in the world ain't gonna save that.
Right.
So once you put that animal down, now you own the owner money, because you were the one who made a pit, you didn't mark it, and he wound up losing cattle that way. Got to keep in mind, oxes and donkeys were essentially your workforce back then.
Right.
I'm saying you were able to cultivate, you were able to move big size products and everything. This is long before trains were invented. So when you had to go a long way with something huge, that's what your oxes and your asses were for.
Right.
You lose one of them, it inconvenienced you very badly. So a monetary judgment was necessary.
Right.
Now, usually that got worked out between the two brothers, but if you had to go to court, go to the judges, that's just what happened.
Right.
All right. Everybody understand? We're gonna go ahead, see if she want to come in. Scared, you Israelite niggas. I run from them. All right. Because she looked like she dealing in a masculine spirit herself. But we're gonna go ahead and get the last two verses of this chapter. The water for y'all bearing with us. I know we kind of went real extra today, but we'll tighten that up and wait till another time to give y'all the news. The reason we do that is because it's universal practical knowledge, man. We want to relate this Bible to how it relates today. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can quit falling under that spell that this was only for yesterday's times, and you can't apply shalom, brother, and you can't apply it to now that the Bible is too arcane. We disagree all the way.
Right.
You can apply all them principles now.
Right.
If you're Black and Hispanic, these are the words of your forefathers, your ancient forefathers. And it can get you out of the doldrums. It can get you out the bottom of society even today. Let's go ahead. I'm about to lose my top here. Gonna get the last two verses, verse 35 and 36.
Book of Exodus chapter 21, verse 35 and 36 in the Hebrew. Kaya, Yagap, Shawar, Ayash, Oth, Shawar, Ra'awa, Umath, Umakara, Ath, Hashawar, Hakaya, Yakasanawa, Wanapal, Shema, Shawar, Awa, Kamawar, verse 36, Awa, Nawadai, Kaya, Shawar, Nagak, Hawa'a, Matamawal, Yahweh. So like Yahaya. Loah. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 21, verse 35 and 36 in the English. And if one man's ox hurt another's, that he die, then they shall sell the live ox and divide the money of it. And the dead ox also they shall divide. Verse 36. Or if it be known that the ox hath used to push in time past, and his owner had not kept him in, he shall surely pay ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own.
Okay, so I mean, all of this is righteous law. If you were warned you had an aggressive ox, and he goes and kills somebody else's ox, then your ox become his, and you get the dead ox. Do what you please with it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Now these are laws. Obviously, we can't keep them now because none of us here owns an ox. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the ones that can be kept are easy to maintain here. Go ahead, young man, Raphael.
Would that apply also like you mentioned pit bull? Like let's say like my pit bull kills my brother's pit bull. Do I give him my pit bull now?
Today you would work that out between y'all. In other words, if all he wanted was money, or maybe he wants a car that you don't drive as much anymore, compensate him somehow. You know what I'm saying? If you want to keep your dog, that's cool, but compensate him somehow. Don't leave him without a dog and no kind of assurance, you know, that you're sorry. It's just disrespectful. You make an enemy out your brother that way. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some kind of compensation. Just don't do what that Gorilla Hebrew cat did and share your wife. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Just don't do that. That's no good. Even though there is a scripture that says, if you die, your brother can marry your wife. That's actually in there. But no, just don't give your wife to your brother just because your dog killed his. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Leave that for leaders of fake Israelite groups and just people who are straight up fornicators. All right. All right. We're gonna go ahead and pray out, and then we're gonna say goodbye to Israel. And then we got some other business to take care of. These two young men in here doing the wonderful job that they have. Each of them have completed their 90 days, and we're going to go on ahead and hook them up with their little joint when we come back on. But for now, we're going to go ahead and pray out the Most High's prayer and the prayer to the power in Hebrew and in English.
Okay.
Hit that horn, hit that shofar one last time, and then get up out of here.
Okay.
All right, then. Chapter 22 next week.
The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Salaki. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malakuka. Taba'a. Watazka. Hayah. Aisha. Barataza. Kawa. Hayah. Bashamayim. Nathanawa. Lakam. Ka. Yawam. Wasalakna. Kabawabna. Kasalakna. Kabawabna. Wala'a. Tabayanawa. Manasa Yawan. Abba. I was Shainawa. Mayan. Rad. Kaya. Laka. Amalakwa. Wata Salaki. Waha'ala. Wata Barath. La Walam. Amon. The Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it. It's the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh. Ba'ashem. Yahushua. Baba Kashwa. Nathaniel. Hakak. Lapa'ah. Kalmakala. Wakamadawa. Hakak. Latahar. Amatazariyim. Hakak. Lakwayim. Amatyim. Hakak. Arakawath. Hatama'ala. Lagarshan. Lasham. Yahushua. Tawada. Aman. So power in the English. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh. Please give us the power. The power to heal all manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahweh. Thank you. So be it.
All right, with that, we say shalom.
We all play the outro.
You don't know what you do.
The Lord's 56th annual Passover is coming up April 12th, 2025. We'll be in Atlanta, Georgia. It's a $200 fee. Make sure you pay the fee on isupk.com. You understand? It gives you access to all the events we got during the week from Monday to Sunday. We got the lamb slaughter. We got a children party for your badass kids. We got the black party. You understand? We got the Passover. We got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Make sure you pay your $200 Passover fee. And don't make it seem like y'all are too broke for it, because I know y'all got the money. You know how I know? Because y'all had no issue spending $2 on shoes, $2 on hose, $2 on weed. Might as well go spend $2 for a week long full of events and enjoy the brotherhood like you have never experienced it.